It's Mr. Ed and who is it? Mystery Man. Good time, Charlie. We're out here in Mandeville, Louisiana, about 15 miles from the Abbey. Not far at all. In fact, we are in this location where I used to deliver mail. I actually delivered mail to this house back when I was a mailman back in the early 80s. And today, guess what? Me and Charlie are here to remove some bees from it. And they're gonna tear this house down. So it's not a, we don't have to really be like real careful about what we're doing, but it's, the bees are located in the wall. In fact, Charlie, show where the bees are entering. So you can see where the bees are entering. So there's the bees, and here's me and Charlie. We're gonna, by the grace of God, we're gonna get these bees out of this little wall right here. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of bees. But we're gonna get them out of here, bring them up to the Abbey. And Charlie's saying it's going to take more than 2 hours, and I'm thinking it's going to take more than 2 hours for this one. But so we're going to get inside right now, and I'm going to show you what the bees look like on the flare. Charlie, ready to wrangle?
Ready to go. Let's go look at them.
Would you look at the size of this hive? They go from the ceiling, of course, because you saw the bees outside, up here, all the way down. This is at least where the bees are sitting on the comb, to that point on the wall. And there's probably comb further down because we got another heat signature down here. This may be heat from the outside because I got a lot of this reading around, but you see the mark on the bottom right there. So all of this space. That's a lot of bees, Charlie. Let's open it up.
We can do it. We'll find the queen right away.
Well, we got our line on the wall, and I don't feel the heat of the bees like sometimes you can. There's a little, yeah, I can feel a little bit of it in this area right here. If Shawi was right here, he'd probably like me go, oh, here our queen right here, here our queen right there. So I don't know about that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start making my cut and expose this hive. I've cut the sheetrock the whole length. So this has got to be 8 feet tall up in here. And we know our comb extends from the top probably at least down here, but maybe further. And as I was putting my multi-tool inside on this side right here, I was hitting honey as I was coming down. And I was pretty sure I was on the other side of the stud, but we're not. We'll find out exactly what the condition of where the comb is and all that stuff once we remove this. So let's go ahead and take this off, but I'm suiting up. We got bees coming out. Rock is all mud and soft.
That rock probably got wet.
Think we got a bunch of bees in here, Charlie?
Yeah, there are going to be some bees. We're definitely going to have bees in here.
Get some honey. comb separating coming out. I'm going to pull this whole sheet off, but I have a feeling we're going to have a bunch of that comb just fall down because it's attached to our sheetrock. Look at the bees coming out right now. Yes, I see comb coming off of the sheetrock right now. There you go. Try not to. See, it's starting to collapse right now. You know, I don't want it to completely fall down. We don't want it to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll separate, get my knife and cut that off of there. And try to prevent that comb from falling down. Some of it we're not going to, it's not going to be preventable. This part of my comb, you can see it's just dangling there right here. So I'm gonna pull this piece out right now because it's gonna wind up on the floor, and I really want to prevent that. Let's see what else is detached. A lot of brood. Let's make sure our queen's not on this. We'll get these bees in a second. They'll be safe in there for right now. Definitely not my favorite way of doing it, but better than it winding up on the floor. We gotta look for a queen first. Ooh. At least if they're in the box, our queen's gonna be in there.
Yeah, don't want her to drown though.
No. All right, I think at this point I can pull the rest of the sheetrock off. It doesn't look like anything else is going to collapse.
I don't know, that piece looked pretty precarious.
It does. Oh, well. My goodness. Look at that. I'm trying to look to see right now if I can see our queen up here. It's a lot of bees to look for, look through in a short period of time. We're going to go ahead through this part first because I need to put comb in here, so I'll look for our queen up in here, and we're going to vacuum these bees out, get our brood box comb straightened out so that as we cut that comb out, we can take our time doing it right. We've taken care of the piece of the comb that were in that box. I want to focus my attention on getting this section of the hive cleared out. We got a bunch of bees up there, but I suspect our queen is either on the ground down there or up there, or who knows, she might have flown over to the window. But regardless, she was not in the box, so we're going to get this one done next and then move to the comb on the ground and then proceed afterwards. It's a pretty good guess that queen is still over here. Because look how the bees are all marching over here. But I'm going to suck them up because I don't want to have to get them right now back over here. All right, let's take a little Professor Fred Dunn break and point out some observations that I've made so far. And the first thing you can see, I mean, these bees are really nice. I mean, I was so surprised even from when I was pulling that sheetrock off. Normally when you open up the hive, man, the bees, they come at you. And these bees, they didn't even want to come at me. They came out and then they went directly to the window. So I mean, very, very gentle bees. And what I'd like to point out is the reason why this comb is so soft and fragile is because it's brand new. It's all brand new. These bees, the ones that we're working on right now, they moved in probably, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. They moved in and they built on the ruins of another hive. You can see the old comb, and at this point right here, they began attaching their comb to it at this point. And then also too, the color of the honey in here is way, way darker. It's because it's older comb. And the bees brought honey in that. Whereas this section right here, this is all brand new. This is what the bees made. And I mean, at one time, this was a big hive. And look, you can see the remains of, well, not the remains, but where the wax moth cocoon, all up in here, here, going down the side. And then another point that Professor Fred loves making is the debris pile on the bottom of the hive. So you can really even get a better idea of how large that hive that was in here before and how big it was. I mean, that was a monster hive, that one right there. But look at the debris pile down here. So this is all the remnants of the wax that had broken down, fallen down and deteriorated. That's all this is just wax. And I'm looking for wax moth cocoons in here, but I don't see any in there. So this hive that we're removing right now, it is a brand new one because it's all brand new comb, soft. It was a very large swarm, but obviously they've had a number of brood hatches because we've got, I see uncapped brood, I see where brood has hatched out, and then you have areas right here where it's all brand new comb. And then look at all that honey up at the top. Now, there is more comb and a lot of more stuff because my stud. Watch it, watch it. you see accidents, but that was already cleaned off, so we're okay with that. But the stud, man, the stud is really right here. So I'm going to have to cut more of this off because I'm seeing a lot of comb up in there. So that'll be yet more work to do. But we're gonna focus on getting this stuff out right now, and these bees, cleaning up down here, and hopefully we'll find our queen in this area and not in this area. Honey mess. As you can see, this part of our hive and all the stuff on the ground, on that piece of sheetrock, that's all taken away. How much of this stuff is going to be salvageable? I don't know. Hopefully we're going to get a couple of frames of brood on there. I think we will. And this section up at the top, you can see all the honey up in there. So that part, we'll be able to get some of that, maybe with the cap part. If it's not capped, I don't know. We'll find out. But we still have the mystery comb that's behind this section of the wall that we still have to open up. But right now, I'm going to start vacuuming the bees out of this area right here. And then once I get the number of bees knocked down right here, then I'll start removing that comb and just making this hive get smaller and smaller. I really did want to take this section of the comb out before I got over there, but because the way the bees have layered their comb, I actually need to move from the left to the right. If I move from the right to the left, it would just damage that comb so bad, and I'm really trying to save the honey on this stuff, so I don't want to disrupt that or tear it up. So I've got my line marked. And I'm going to just cut this stuff off and we'll see the rest of the hive. With the sheetrock gone, you could get a bigger picture of what this hive would have looked like prior to this hive right here. I mean, it filled this whole space because this comb right here is from that old hive. And this, starting at this piece right here, this is the new hive. But the new hive came back and they backfilled all that capped honey up in the top. And all of this is just filled with honey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start removing the comb from left to right. And that way I'll be able to start removing it from the top as well. I mean, there's still a lot of bees up in here. But at least now we found a bunch of honey as well. This honey, this stuff is going to have to be crushed and strained because it's not going to be able to be used in the comb. But I think we might be able to get some of that top stuff. But even up there, that stuff looked like it's 2 inches thick up at the top. But we'll see what this stuff looks like as we take it out. is. Wait, here she is. I just saw her, Charlie. Woo-hoo! Woo! Thank you, Jesus. Woo!
Big girl.
I told Charlie, I said, look, there she is. I saw the very taper of her butt going behind that comb. And I said, oh, she went behind that comb. And I vacuumed up those bees, and then I saw her crawl out, and there she is. Man, thank you, Jesus. Wow, awesome. We're about ready to wrap this up, Charlie.
All right.
Well, folks, guess what? That's right. It ain't there no more. Wow. Pretty nice hive here. Still got a few bees coming in from the outside. We'll get those. Because, oh yeah, Fred, there you go. There's our entrance. Pretty big entrance. Now let me show you what we took out of that wall today. We got our queen and our bees. I'm guessing, 12, 15,000 bees. There were a lot of bees. And we got 3 different ice chests that we put the comb in. This one is just going to be the comb that we're going to crush up and strain, and then this will be fed back to the bees. This is just the junk comb that is stuff that fell on the ground, and I can't use that stuff. So we'll just let the bees clean this thing up, and then that wax will all get melted down along with that honey wax. And in our last box is all our brood. I'm sure I'm going to get at least 5 frames of brood in here, and a little bit of honey on the brood frames as well. And I think Charlie is ready to go eat lunch.
We're good.
We're good. We're real good. So tell me about it today, Charlie.
Well, I tell you what, today was pretty darn good because, number one, it wasn't real hot. We were indoors. We didn't have any robber bees coming in.
That was nice.
And that was very nice that we didn't have any robber bees. And made our cut in the sheetrock. And
twice.
2 times.
Yeah, 2 times.
And so, well,
Ralph would have got it the first time.
How long do you think it took us?
We're 4 hours now. We got here at 8 o'clock.
Oh man, I'm almost.
Yeah, you're
it's almost into my nap time. I missed lunch, and it's almost into my nap. But anyway,
it was straightforward removal. I really like the bees. We're gentle bees. That's the part I like the most because man, there's no movement in that room. We had a fan going, but man, every time we stopped, we had to turn the fan off, and man, it's just like a sauna in there immediately.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
It was bad.
He's whining.
And we got that stuff done, and we got the bees out of there. They're in the car, and we're going to the Abbey.
That's it. We're gonna box them up, put them away, and man, how many stings did you take?
I don't know. A lot.
I took 3. I only took 3, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Well, thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be making more.
God bless. It's Mr. Ed and
Good Time Charlie, as
we're out of
always.
here until the next video, guys. Thank y'all. God bless.